And on top of things, fighting back, pushing back against darkness and wickedness that's trying to about taking the innocence from a lot of us. You see, along on this journey, we're going to experience some things. Some may go this whole journey with no realization that it exists. Some may quantify it as a figment of somebody else's imagination. Some may go about seeing, but yet cannot go about comprehending or understanding what they're visualizing. The thing that I come to say is, the supernatural is real, ladies and gentlemen. It's real. It's realer than anything that you will have ever experienced. And the basis of the supernatural is energy. All living things carry on in the form of energy. Energy is the building block in which things are governed by. If energy is the block that all things are governed by, energy is a form that's all around. So it could be used for everything and anything in the form of work. But the thing that troubles me, and I need for you to hear me good when I say this, mental illness is real. But I come to tell you, the ones who go about having day terrors, the ones who are called to commit heinous acts of destruction to their body and mutilation and so forth, these are only energies that are going about plaguing some of our brothers and sisters. It is a destructive force which goes about harping upon the innocence of those who cannot go about defending themselves. But where man has come at a downfall, they have turned to drugs and trying to go about defeating an energy. It's almost as if though we believe we are going to defy the laws of gravity. We are going to get this magic suit that allows us to defeat gravity. But no matter how hard you try, it goes back to the old laws of life. What goes up must come down. And the sad part about it is, these kids are falling hard because the problem is not going about being treated. And since the problem is not going about being treated, the condition cannot go about improving. So listen to me good when I say this. All these kids that go and are being doped up by these pharmaceuticals and doctors, some of these kids are being affected by negative energy. I will say it again. Some of these kids who are being doped up, walking around here like zombies that don't know their ass from their elbows, are not being helped Because the pharmaceutical companies are going about looking at things for a profit. It's not about healing, but I'll expand upon it a little bit more. All things carry a vibration. All things carry an energy wave. And since all things carry an energy wave and vibration, let's just say that some of us are more receptive to energies than others. Let's put two people who have telekinesis. One goes out transmitting an energy or a message or whatever. The next person who is capable of receiving that message could go about interpreting and picking up on what that message is about. And even though there will be multiple people there, not multiple people will go about getting that message, because not everyone is receptive to receiving that message. Now, that's what I'm trying to get at. Some people are more susceptible to energies, and because of how societies have shunned spirituality, have blatantly attacked spirituality as being a fallacy and as being a myth, the young and the weak, they suffer. But they need no longer suffer, because the one thing that goes forth for us to go about changing the situation, we must go about changing our interpretation of what's going on. We cannot allow ourselves to be led or directed in a way that is not comforting, is not supportive, or is just not dealing with the matter at hand. You see, the days of doping up our kids and believing and allowing them to be turned to zombies, it's not okay. It's not appropriate. We need to look for different measures in which we could go about doing things, so that we could go about bringing that positive effect that we need. And once we go about getting that positive effect that we need, then we're doing something that give our next generation a chance. Majority of these kids are being doped up because science could not go about quantifying or realizing what's going on with these kids. And that is the sad part about it. Energy is something that is used to do work. But unless we come to understand, unless we remove the idiocy that we could go about defying gravity, a lot of these kids will go forth and suffer. And many of our kids are suffering. They're ending up in mental institutions. They're doing drugs just in order to go about functioning. and coping with the everyday's rigors of life, because they're trying to find that relief. Because the thing that hurts is when you turn, and despite how many people you talk to, nobody is going forth and giving you the answer. Nobody is telling you how to go about avoiding the day tears. Nobody is going forth and telling you this is what you need to do. So especially when it's systemic and cultural, a societal basis, that when you're coming forth and you speak of things in the supernatural, but not everybody can go about relating to it, the hurt becomes worse, because you're either shunned or you're looked at as being a freak, an oddball, and you try to stay quiet. But in staying quiet, it does nothing to ease the pain. So you become lost. And in becoming lost, it's a road that requires strength. But life is a school that requires your undivided attention. And despite how many times you try to go about not wanting to conform, almost medications to go about medicating with just to find relief only goes forth and making things worse. You see, many a times people will go about looking and trying about rationalizing what is taking place. Because I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Everybody believes they know. And since everybody believes they know, you already know how that's gonna turn out. I ain't got nobody to tune in.